It's the same stories have been making their way. Like Jesus was born of a virgin, resurrected, nailed to a cross, walked on water, and cured leprosy.
Yeah.
The Egyptian god Horus did that 1,000 years beforehand.
Oh, no.
Sometimes you just have to give yourself over to Jesus.
The work of the Holy Ghost is to shikalimenda and to shundestamaste.
Welcome to the Two Gaming Dudes. I've got a sight bit in there.
Okay.
Charles, do you know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah?
I actually don't.
You don't?
I don't know this one at all.
You didn't learn this one in Sunday school.
I think I dropped out before we got to this
What
one.
you learn in Sunday school is, you're wondering why we dress so gay. It's not just because I want to show off my arms. Mm-hmm. It's because this is a pretty gay story. In Sunday school, you're taught that Sodom and Gomorrah was wicked, and God destroyed it, and only Lot and his family were the only good people in the city, and they escaped.
You have to back up a little bit. Sodom and Gomorrah.
Were two cities.
These are cities. Okay.
Two biblical cities.
I just know Gomorrah, the person from like Marvel. So
yeah, okay. and Lot's wife turned around to look at what was happening, and God turned her into a pillar of salt. Because I told you don't turn around.
Okay.
Well, you really don't know the story.
I really don't.
Okay.
No, I
Most
really
of
don't.
you do know. But if we do a deep dive, the part they don't teach you in Sunday school is 1,000 times better. So, you have Sodom and Gomorrah. Genesis 19. I'm using the New King James if anyone gives a shit.
All right.
Sodom and Gomorrah are these very evil cities. They're depraved. It's like modern day Las Vegas.
Oh.
It's drunken debauchery all day. My kind of town. Right up my fucking alley. Okay.
It's definitely the kind of town that if God showed up would be like, oh no.
Yeah. So, Lot is a guy who lives there with his family, and he's the only righteous man in the city.
Okay.
Everybody
One righteous man in
one
a
guy.
city of sin and debauchery.
Yeah. Everybody else is a deadbeat like us.
All right.
And God sends 2 angels to investigate.
All right.
Because I guess he doesn't know what's going down. Because he's stupid or something. Go see how wicked they are or some shit. Okay. So the 2 angels go to the town, and Lot finds them. He's like, "Hey, angels of the Lord! Why don't you guys got to get out of the city. You got to come to my place. Come stay at my house." And
my house is great.
The angel's like, "Oh no, we're just gonna camp out downtown."
Oh.
And Lot's like, "Oh no, don't you can't go down there. You don't want to be stuck downtown at night. You really just come.
The cartel is down there, and there's drugs.
Just come crash at my house." And the angel's like, "All right, since you're insistent, we'll come stay with you." It's like, yeah, get some rest. In the morning, you'll have breakfast, and you can go on, do your day. Okay. But all the men in the city, it's very clear, all of them, every man in the city starts descending on Lot's house.
Oh.
And they're like, "Hey, Lot, who were those 2 fancy lads you were talking to earlier?" Because they're angels of the Lord. They're very beautiful.
Sure.
And Lot's like, "Oh, them. Yeah, it's these messengers of the Lord. I got house guests. It's
nothing. Don't worry about it. Messengers of the Lord. One of us is my cousin. Don't worry about it. It's fine."
"Well, why don't you send them outside so we can fuck them?" And Lot says, "Hey, this town is already on shaky ground with the God because you guys are so fucking perverted. You better back off. This is not. You don't want to do that."
You guys can stick your dicks on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But not these
them.
guys. Not these. These are angels.
And then the townspeople like, "Boy, I'll tell you what. You better send them 2 pretty boys out here so we can fuck them right now if you know what's good for you." And Lot is like, "Man, you're going to get us all in trouble. We're already on shaky ground. I'll tell you what. I can tell you're so turned on. Here's what I'll do for you. I've got 2 pretty young daughters in the house.
Oh, no.
I'll send them out, and you guys can do whatever you want to them instead." And the townspeople are like, "Send out your daughter? What do you mean, daughter? Girl? Ooh! Fucking gay-ass Lot. Ooh, gross. Send those boys out." And they're going to break the door down. They're going to try and get into the house. And the angels go, "Hadouken!" And they blind them all. Ah! They're all blind. And they keep trying to get into the house, and eventually they go away. Because eventually,
like, no, this is lame.
they became weary of trying to find the door in their blindness. So they leave. And the angels are like, "Yo, Lot, you better grab your family and bounce. God is pissed, man, and he's going to destroy the city." He's like, "Oh, man, what do you mean?" "Yeah, he's going to kill every living thing in the city. The men, the women, the children, the animals." It's like, everything. Yeah, even the plants and the grass growing on the ground. He's going to kill everything. Oh, man, how come? Well, because the city is, like, so full of fags, and God's going to destroy it. So you got to go. So they leave, yada, yada. They pack up and they start. No matter what you do, as you're walking away, don't look back. Because God is sending fire and brimstone down and destroying the city. Don't turn to look.
Don't look at the flash.
Right.
Got it.
Like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Don't look at the...
Right. Don't look at it.
But Lot's wife is a woman, and she's stupid, so she does. She turns back, and God turns her into a pillar of salt.
Oh.
Just one look. Just one look.
Salt. Okay, so now it's just Lot and his 2 daughters,
Right?
and they're hiding out in a cave.
How much you want to bet he was like, hey, sweetie, what's that?
What's what? Ah! Maybe.
Yes!
I'm free!
Finally! Gotta invite those boys back again. Oh, they're dead.
So they're hanging out in a cave, and the 2 daughters are off to the side talking to each other. They're like, well, shit. What the hell are we going to do now? What do you mean? Well, we're 2 young maidens. We were set up in arranged marriages, but now all the men are dead. How are we going to have children and fulfill our womanly duty? Because a woman's purpose in the Bible is to have children.
And that's it.
What are we going to do? All the men are dead.
Huh.
I got an idea.
Shut up, Charlie. I got an angle.
And it's a brilliant idea, I'm sure.
We'll get Dad super drunk. And then we'll go fuck Dad. And he'll impregnate us. And that way we'll have children and fulfill our duty. So the first night, they get Lot super drunk, and the oldest daughter goes and fucks him and gets pregnant. And then the next night, they get him super drunk again, and the younger daughter goes and fucks him and gets pregnant. And they give birth to Moab, who founds later the city of Moab. Remember? The talking donkey city?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And the other daughter gives birth to Ammon, who founds the people known as the Ammonites.
Okay.
Who a couple chapters later, God says to exterminate the Ammonites, and they genocide all of them. And that is the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Wow.
And without this, we wouldn't know that it's a sin to jerk off.
That's the message?
I don't know the message. The end.
I'm trying to actually find what's the moral message of this story. What are we trying to say here, kids?
I don't know. I just say it is a fantastic story. We'll do another one next week. We'll do... this story is clearly plagiarized later on in another book.
Oh.
Where it gets a little more... it's different. We'll do that one as well.
It gets plagiarized?
Yeah. Well, all this stuff is plagiarized from older stories.
Okay.
The entire Bible is plagiarized from Sumerian and Babylonian shit.
Oh.
It's the same stories have been making their way. Like, Jesus was born of a virgin, resurrected, nailed to a cross, walked on water, and cured leprosy.
Yeah.
The Egyptian god Horus did that 1,000 years beforehand.
Oh, no.
And then Zoroaster did it like 1,000 years before. It's the same fucking story. They just changed the names according to what culture was telling the story.
Huh. Interesting.
So that's the part of the Bible story that they don't tell you in Sunday school.
You have to read between the sticky pages, and that's where that's found.
I mean, it's all there. The whole fucking Genesis 19.
It's right there.
It's I don't know, 36 paragraphs.
You understand that I think that you've actually read more of the Bible now just for this channel than you ever have in your childhood, that's for sure.
Well, no, I mean, that's the irony, right? What made me, up until age 14 or so, I was preparing for the Catholic priesthood. Because, I don't know, I'd just been indoctrinated, and that was the path, since I was a child. This is what you're going to do. Oh, okay.
All right.
And the irony is, it was that deep Bible study that made me realize, oh my God, this is fucking horse shit. When all you get is the Sunday sermon and the church sermon and Sunday school.
And these cartoons and stuff. And
of course, I don't know, whatever. When you get into the book and read what's actually in there, you're like, this is fucking batshit space alien Xenu shit. Get me the fuck out of here. You people are lunatics.
I wonder if pastors are like that, like actual like priests and pastors and stuff. They're like, all right, I got to get in front of a bunch of people at a church. None of these people have picked up a book in their lives, but I've got this one. I've read it. I can't tell them this. I'm going to have to change this somehow. I think back to the times that I was actually like in church, and then the pastor would come out and he would tell a story, and he would like read like a paragraph or a line or two, and then he would look up and he would start relating it to like whatever modern day thing was going on, or modern TV shows or something, so that we could all relate to it. Because I think if he actually like, I'm actually going to read this.
Oh, no, don't do that. Place is going to walk out. Yeah.
Right? Like, Xenu? Oh, we're out.
Yeah, well, there was actually a huge fight in the early church about printing the Bible. We have the Bible because of the Catholic Church.
Right.
They assembled the books, printed them, and there was a huge fight about printing it in the Vulgar, in Standard Italian. Because it was Latin and Greek. Only your most highly educated people could read Latin and Greek.
Right.
If you printed it in the Vulgate, everybody could read it, which means everybody's going to read it. And there was a huge fight about that, because if they read it, they're going to think it's jackassery.
Maybe only certain people should read it. The rest of it, we'll read it to you, okay?
But they did eventually read it, and you end up with, 9,800, 9,900 flavors of Christianity, and all of them are convinced they're the right one. You can't even agree on which version of Christianity is written in the fucking book. That's how poorly written it is.
Wow. Maybe that's why like you see pastors and they have like so much of it highlighted. They're like, don't say this, don't say this.
Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty wild. Have you ever heard the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? Because I honestly hadn't. This is the first time I've heard it. Like I vaguely remember something about don't turn around or you'll turn into salt.
Yeah.
And then it turned.
That was where this came from.
All right. So I vaguely remember that. But other than that, this is my first.
I'm glad I was able to educate you a little bit.
Yeah, look at that. Broadened my world.
Yes.
Maybe we're doing the same for you. Are we broadening your world? Leave some comments down below. Let us know.
We didn't even get into the meaning or what they were trying to say. All we did was point out, this is what's in your book.
Right. This is what it says in the book.
Either you believe all this is real and actually happened, or you have questions. But if you really think this really happened, I'm going to need you to explain why you think this why this really happened.
Now, one of the arguments that we get is, well, how can you believe that it didn't happen? What proof do you have that this never happened?
It's true, I can't prove that Balaam's donkey turned and spoke to him and had a conversation with him.
See?
I can't prove it never happened.
There you go.
However, it flies against everything we know about the natural world, and the domesticated donkey that we've lived with for 15,000 years, to my knowledge, not one of them has ever spoke a word in human language.
Not that I've ever seen. Not while sober, anyway.
If you're going to claim that the laws of physics stopped functioning for those few moments, you're going to have to explain to me why the laws of physics actually stopped functioning at that moment. Cool. If you can do that, you got no problem.
There you go.
The Quran, there's a passage in the Quran where, I don't remember what the context was, but Muhammad got so angry, he cracked the moon in half.
Wow.
To demonstrate God's power, right?
Right.
No, I can't prove that it never happened. But I can look at, surveys of the moon and show there's no fissure lines. I can see that no other culture in history ever recorded, holy shit, on this night we looked up, the fucking moon was split in two. So no, I can't prove that Muhammad never split the moon in two.
However,
but I'm not making the claim that something extraordinary like that happened. You're making that claim.
That's the trick, isn't it? We never made the claim.
No.
You made the claim. You said that this happened.
And I said, I don't buy it.
Right.
That's atheism. I don't buy it.
Yeah. And then you get to turn around and go, well, let me prove it to you. And then we're going to be like, cool, let's do that.
You prove it to me, and I will come to your Nobel Prize ceremony.
Absolutely.
Prove it.
I will convert. I'll go to church.
Well, I'll stop being an atheist.
I mean, I'm not going to like him, but,
I will no longer say I don't believe there's a God. Obviously, if he presents himself.
Yeah.
There's a God.
My bad. All right.
But I'm not saying I'm going to worship it.
Or like it.
Because he sounds like a fucking animal.
Just saying.
Sounds like an animal.
Well, anyway, leave comments, like, share, comment, subscribe.
Come on the show. This is an open invitation.
Come on the show, yeah, please.
If anyone thinks they can explain to us why we're wrong, I
would
sincerely,
love
wholeheartedly
that.
invite. We'll bring you on Skype or something. We'll figure something out.
Discord. I don't know. We'll figure something out, but yeah, we would love that. Please, please, please. Well, how much fun that would be.
Oh, so much fun.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in another episode.
Ciao, kids.
Bye.